All right, everybody, welcome to another round of our vlog here, podcast all over social media. Today, we have John with us. John is a 14-year-old entrepreneur here in Helena, Montana. And before we really get rocking and rolling, I want to make sure we give a big shout out to our man, Brad Ouldhouse, who's playing second fiddle like usual on the mic. And then we got Woody on the camera. Woody's our main man who keeps everything live and real. So thanks so much, Woody.
You are welcome. Woody's the man. And I'm just the ginger that's here for the humor.
Yes, we our redheaded wonder in the corner. All right. So, John, welcome to the podcast. Thanks for joining us today.
Thanks for having me.
All right. So, you're 14. What the heck do you know about running a business?
I didn't know very much at the beginning. I'm learning while I'm going.
Yeah?
Yeah, I'm going to have to learn how to do taxes this year.
Oh, yes. Yeah. Absolutely. So let's talk about your business, Dee-Lish, here in Helena. What is Dee-Lish? How did you come about this? I got a million questions, but we're going to start with those two.
It's an ice cream truck.
Going old school.
Yes. When I was 4, me and my mom went to an ice cream truck, and I said to her, I want to do this when I'm older, and we're doing it now.
You said at 4, I want to do this when I'm older. You're doing it now. There isn't an ice cream truck in Helena, Montana. What made you think anybody wants an ice cream truck in Helena, Montana?
I wanted an ice cream truck, so I figured other people would too.
Okay, so did you ask other people?
No.
No, you just said, Mom, I'm doing it.
Yes.
Okay, so walk us through. How'd you get started?
Well, I was looking for ice cream trucks on like eBay and stuff for a really long time. And then I finally found one that was a really good deal. So I went to my mom and she looked at it and she thought it was a good deal too. So we got a loan and we bought it.
So where'd you buy the truck from?
Boise, Idaho.
How'd you get to Boise?
My mom works there sometimes, so she drove it back.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah.
Excellent. So
this is an awesome story.
Yeah.
By the way, this is way cool.
So just so I'm following you, 4 years old, Mom, I'm going to do this at some point. And by the way, your mom's in the studio here with us. She won't get on the mic, so we're going to give her a little grief for that. But we give her a pass because she's a mom's, and we always respect our moms. So you, 4 years old, say, I'm going to do this. You're now 14. You said a while ago, are we talking like 12 you start looking for the ice cream truck? How long did you look for this ice cream truck?
I looked off and on for about when I was 10.
So you've been looking for a while.
Yes.
This isn't just like a fly-by-night thing. You're pretty serious hunting one of these things down.
Yeah.
Now, I'm sure you probably ran into a bunch of garbage-type trucks that just were beat up and worn down, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you find the right one. Was it brand new or had this thing been used before?
It was used by the guy in Boise, and he had it all ready.
And when you called this guy in Boise, tell me, how'd this conversation go?
He was kind of shocked that a kid wanted it.
And?
I don't know.
Did he have any advice for you? Did you ask him questions?
I don't remember if we did.
Mom's over there shaking her head, yes. So this is why, see, we got to work harder on your mom. Maybe on the next one we'll get her on, okay?
Yes.
Or at least get your sister, because I understand your sister's part of this business as well.
Yeah.
Okay, so you get on the phone with this guy in Boise. You say, I want to buy this truck, right? Did you haggle with him?
No.
No. You just said, your asking price is fair. Let's do this.
Yes.
And he's all in. Mm-hmm. Although I'm sure he's really confused why you want to buy an ice cream truck.
Yeah.
Okay. So what did you have to do to convince your mom to say, Mom, this is a good idea. I found the truck. Whatever the loan is, whatever money we need to come up with, Mom, this is it.
Mm-hmm. Well, I had to show her the value of the car.
Okay.
It was a little less than what he was asking, but he had a $4,000 freezer in the back. So I think that really helped convince her. And I told her if it doesn't work out, nobody wants to get ice cream, then we can always sell the car back for close to what we paid for it.
Okay. So you go, mom drives this truck back.
Yeah.
You've got the loan from the bank?
Yeah.
What bank did you use?
USAA.
Okay, excellent. Love it. Military bank, right?
Yes.
All right. So with USAA, what was your process? Tell us about your process of getting this loan.
I don't know. My mom did most of it. I was just there.
And what'd you learn from that process?
Kind of what you need to do to get a loan.
Yeah, so walk us through that. I mean, you, of course, at 14, you'd never gotten a loan before,
No.
right? Professional loan here. So what were some of your big takeaways?
Well, we couldn't do it on the app, so we had to call them because we're not good with technology. And we told them we need a loan for $10,000, and we had to give them, like, a lot of information, like what credit is my mom has because she's under it. I don't have any credit.
Get out at 14, no credit.
I know.
The world has no hope. Okay, so your mom steps in. She's signing the loan with you. Did you sign on the loan too?
No.
No. Okay. Do you know why?
No.
Because you're not 18.
Oh.
You can't sign a contract till you're 18, or at least not one that's valid.
Yeah.
So, 14, you got mom helping you out. You get this loan. Now what?
We had to wait a little bit because it was still winter. Then, I had to figure out the prices for the ice cream.
Okay, so how do you come to that kind of conclusion? What is it that says, this is the price I've got to charge?
I wanted like a 75% margin
Okay, and why that?
because it covers everything and you still make a little money.
So you penciled it out, right?
Yeah.
That's fantastic. So how did you get there? Did you rely on your mom to help you with that phase, or did you go read that somewhere?
My mom drove me to Costco, and I took pictures of all the ice cream and prices, and then I did that at home by myself.
You came to the 75% yourself.
Yeah.
That's fantastic. Okay, so now we're in winter. You figured out your pricing. What's your next step?
Franchise.
Franchise.
Yeah, we have a person in East Helena who wants to buy one. A franchise.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I wasn't even thinking to the franchise step yet. That seems pretty aggressive. Holy cow.
Okay.
I'm liking this. Yeah, jump in.
gonna
I'm
jump
like
in here
blown
because-
away.
All right. So if I'm hearing you correctly, at a very young age,
No,
you see
he
something.
stuttered, Brad.
Yeah, you see something that you really want to do.
Yeah.
So you gave mom an early indication, and as kids go, right, mom, we're kind of like, oh, we're always changing what we really want to do. But you flagged to your mom early on that this was kind of a thing. So by the time you're looking at carts online, mom's got a pretty good idea that this thing isn't going away, right? Mom shaking her head, yes?
Yeah.
Yeah, this thing isn't going away. So there was at some point a conversation between you and your mom that opened this whole thing up.
Yeah.
That allowed it to happen. I want that conversation. Tell me that story.
Well, I found the truck, and I told her I really want to do this. I would go out every night and sell ice cream and try to do events and all that. And if it doesn't end out, we'll sell the truck and no harm done.
What did she say?
She said that sounds like a good idea.
No kidding.
Mm-hmm.
Just like that. That's fantastic. Let me roll it back one step further. At 10 years old, you said you started looking at carts.
Yeah.
So already in your head, you were already in a place with your imagination that this thing was going.
Mm-hmm.
Compare with what you have now to how you imagined it when you were younger. Does it look the way that you wanted it to? Does it look different? Explain it to me.
I think it's better.
Yeah? Tell me
Yeah.
how.
I never thought I would make as much money as I thought I did.
Sweet.
I just was going to do it for fun.
Good. That's awesome. Did you think about name? I mean, it's a great name, Dee-Lish.
Yeah.
That's fantastic. So did the name and all that kind of come into iteration in early years, or did that come after the car?
That did not. The name was already on there. We had no idea what we were going to name it.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So the name was total luck.
Yes.
Sounds like most of my life. Man, so 4 years, right? 3 years in essence, really, from 10 to 13 before this thing starts coming together.
Yeah.
Most kids your age aren't going to wait 5 minutes and then they're on to the next thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
What gives you the staying power?
I just always wanted to own my own business.
Was this just a clarity thing for you? It's always just been that clear for you.
Yes.
Why?
I'm not sure.
See, I'm sure your mother loves that question because how many times we did this to our moms when we were little kids and kept going, why, Mom? Why? Right? So it is really rare to run into somebody your age who's that hyper-focused. You get that, right?
Yeah.
Okay. What's something else in life that you're hyper-focused on?
Basketball.
You love basketball. He's wearing a Michael Jordan T-shirt, which most kids your age wouldn't have a clue who Michael Jordan is anymore, other than the sneakers.
Which are doing really big things right now, by the way.
Still, it's amazing.
Sneaker culture's huge with Jordans.
Yeah. What is it? How do you focus your time between these two things? Because you're hyper-focused on the business. You're hyper-focused on being a kid, right? Having fun, loving basketball. How do you balance those?
Well, I usually sell at night, like from 5 to 8-ish. Except sometimes we had open gym for basketball. Then I would go to open gym and my sister would sell ice cream. And sometimes we would sell ice cream at the end of open gym. And that was pretty good.
How old's your sister?
16. Or no, 17.
17.
Yeah.
How does that work? I know my brother and I were like cats and dogs, oil and water. So how does that work for you and your sister? Is she part owner in the business?
Yeah.
She is?
Yeah.
Okay. How does that work for you two so you two can work together, make things happen, not get ticked off at each other, right?
Yeah.
That's got to be a big issue.
Yeah.
Or do you guys ever get mad at each other?
Yeah, we do.
Okay, then what? What happens? How do you guys work that out?
She usually gets her way.
Okay. And
I don't think there's anything wrong with that.
what it, not that, yes, it makes me laugh because, that's kind of what marriage becomes.
Yeah.
If you're smart about it. No. So how does that work? I mean, like, give us an example of something you guys in the business have had a disagreement on and then how you guys worked it out. She got her way or you guys came to a consensus.
Well, I guess today, for an example, I asked her if she could clean the truck out because it's a little dirty right now, and she said, no, why don't you do it? So we came to an agreement that she would take out the trash tonight, and I would clean out the truck.
Oh, excellent. A little give and take.
Yes.
Are you finding that a lot in owning a business?
Yeah.
So tell us something in your business that has been a great learning lesson that's been give and take.
Don't work with family.
How so?
Because if they're mad at you for something about the business, then they'll be mad at you at home too.
Does that happen with your sister?
Yes.
Yes. So you can't ever get away from her when she's angry.
No.
You're
That's fantastic.
So let's see. How do you guys rotate who's covering operating the van or the truck?
Well, she drives because I don't have a driver's license,
Okay.
and I'm in the back handing out ice cream.
Okay. Who's better at sales, you or her?
Definitely me.
Really?
Yeah.
And she's the better driver, of course, because she's the only legal one who can drive.
Yes.
As far as Mom knows. So you guys are driving around the neighborhoods. How do you pick a neighborhood?
At the beginning of summer, we went around to see which, I think 8 had the best sales, and now we go to those 8.
Excellent. Now, I saw you guys out in our neighborhood. That's kind of how we got connected, which is fantastic because I was just, it was one of those things for me is nostalgia because when I was a kid, when I was 14, we had the neighborhood ice cream guy come around and I saw you on the news. Then to see your truck coming around our neighborhood, just I started laughing hysterically as I would watch these kids come out of the house. And I didn't know if you'd ever been in our neighborhood before, but they went flying at Mach chicken, chasing you down the street. And I was just laughing at the whole time. And I just looked at my wife. I said, we got to get home so that, I got to get this kid a card because I want him on this podcast. And my wife says, and ice cream? Yeah, but I want him on the podcast. She says, no, and ice cream. But, honey, I get it, honey. Yes, and ice cream. So we got your favorite ice cream.
Yes.
Your top seller, right?
Yeah.
Tell us about that one.
The M&M cookie sandwiches.
Oh, boy.
What? Are you serious right now?
Yeah.
Oh, my gosh.
It is. I don't even want to know how many calories are in the thing. Honestly, we threw away the packaging because I knew it was not good. But it tastes unreal, doesn't it?
Yes.
That holy cow. So if you're coming through the neighborhood, that thing, do you sell out of those almost every night?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's incredible. What's your number 2 seller?
Probably drumsticks.
That would have been my guess.
favorite.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How do you pick what ice creams you're going to carry?
Well, my dad really likes ice cream.
Mm-hmm.
So he was testing ice cream for us. That was fun for him.
Mm-hmm.
And we just had ice cream that we like. I asked a few of my friends what ice cream they like. So now we carry those.
Excellent. Have you found that certain neighborhoods like certain types of ice cream?
Yeah. Up by the hospital, they usually like the M&M cookies. But by, what school is it? It's by Green Meadow. They like drumsticks.
So are you now buying your product based on where you're going to be going?
Yeah.
Like stocking your shelves there.
Mhm.
Excellent. So we know you're on Facebook, right?
Yeah.
You're not on any other social medias.
No.
Why not?
I feel like most adults have Facebook because my mom, my dad, and I feel like most kids have Instagram, and kids aren't going to be following an ice cream truck.
You have me stumped on this one. Give me your reasoning as to what you just said, that the kids won't follow the ice cream truck, but the parents will, so you're targeting the parents.
Yeah.
Why?
Because parents have the money.
But isn't your audience the kids?
Well, the audience is the little kids, most little kids, and they don't have phones or social media.
Oh, so you've narrowed down your demographic to what age group?
3 to 11. And adults.
And adults.
Well, the biggest fans being the 3 to 11s, but the financiers being the 18 and over
Yeah.
kind of thing. That's interesting.
What got you to that thought process?
When we went out and sell, there's like no teenagers getting ice cream. It's all adults and little kids.
Why do you think that is?
Teenagers are lazy.
Of course, now you're a teenager, right? So,
Yeah.
because you're now 14, so yeah.
We got Gen Z in the house. He's too young for millennial. Yeah, he's Gen Z. So let me ask you a couple questions if I can, Joel, if you don't mind. So going into an actual business, having not ran one, what were some of the resources you used to actually come up with a business plan?
My mom,
Okay.
she was thinking about opening up a meat shop.
Oh.
So she had a business plan from that, and I crossed out stuff that had to do with the meat stuff and put ice cream stuff in that.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
What are some other resources that you're looking towards? Because you and I are a lot alike. I can tell already. We imagine things. and we think through our imagination to create a reality, right?
Yeah.
So when Joel calls it hyper-focus, you and I call it imagination, right?
Yeah.
It's imagination in action.
Mm-hmm.
So tell me some of those resources that help you pull that imagination out into reality.
I would watch videos on YouTube, and it was about people having their own business and they're financially free and stuff, and I just wanted that. They inspired me to do it, to open up a business.
Does anybody in particular inspire you, like online? Who do you like?
Chris Crone.
Really?
Yeah.
Tell me about him.
He's a real estate investor.
Okay.
I think he started when he was like 20 and he was in college, and now he's like a billionaire or a millionaire
Sure.
and doesn't do anything.
Well, he's done a lot to get
Yeah,
there.
I know.
Right. Yeah. He had to. There was a lot of sleepless nights in between there. Speaking of which, young business owner, half my age, at least. How are you sleeping?
Sorry.
What?
Right? How are you sleeping? Do you sleep at night or do you think about your business? Tell me, are you able to shut it off? Are you able to relax? What does that look like for you?
At the beginning, I wasn't able to shut it off because I just couldn't wait to get out and sell. But now I can sleep without thinking about it.
That's fantastic. If I were to ask your mom, since she's right here behind me, but not mic'd up, how she would feel about that, how do you think your mom thinks about all this stuff?
I don't think she thinks a little kid should have a business.
I doubt that. She's helped you get
Well,
here.
she always says I should be a kid.
Okay, so she's worried about the balance,
Yeah.
right? What are some things your mom's helping you in helping with balance?
Having friends over. We do that a lot more than I used to.
That's awesome. That's kind of leading into earlier before we turned the mics on. We were talking about other kids your age. And Joel, I don't know if that's your question. So if that's your question, I'm going to leave it to you.
Nope.
But I've got a volley on this one. Is it time to go?
No, it's okay.
You good?
Yeah.
Okay. The entrepreneurial spirit and those entrepreneurial tendencies can live in a lot of people. But you couldn't keep it inside.
Yeah.
Right? You
I
just
couldn't.
had to get it
Mhm.
out. Do you see other kids, either your age or younger, or maybe even a little older, starting their own businesses?
No,
Why do you think that is?
because they don't have support from their parents.
Okay, just like you do,
Mhm.
right? That's fantastic. Do you think if they did, there would be more kidpreneurs out there?
I think there would be a little bit more, yeah.
Yeah? What are some of the resources that you wish you had as a young entrepreneur, as a kid? Something like, is there one source that you wish you had to learn everything all at once? Or what do you wish there were?
I wish I had a mentor that was in business,
Mhm.
that's been in business for a long time.
What would you look for in your mentor?
They're successful.
What's successful?
Uh,
In your mind.
in my
Yeah, in your
they
mind.
have-
There's no wrong answer.
Yeah,
What's successful in your mind?
multiple businesses that have been open for a while.
That's awesome. Joel, I'm done. Go ahead. Sorry, man. I just totally pilfered your podcast.
Nope, that was absolutely fantastic. So, because you had brought this up earlier about success, what to you would define your success?
Not being, I wouldn't have to work. I would get to not work and still pay bills.
Okay,
Later.
so you're really young, so this question is going to evolve for you over life as an entrepreneur, and I hope this one sticks with you. But do you really believe that because at 14, and this started much younger, all you've imagined is this journey that you're on right now? Do you really truly believe that journey's ever going to end where you say, I don't want to work?
Yeah, probably won't end.
Right. And this is the hard part for entrepreneurs. This was one of my biggest learning lessons is I got into business is I could never understand, because what I had always been told about business was you do it, you build it, you sell it, and then you stop working because you made all your money. But then every client that I ran into who I helped sell their businesses, they would then get bored after a year or two. And then they would start going crazy because they needed something else. Because it's always been their life is that drive to do the next thing. And all of a sudden they realized it wasn't really the money. It wasn't the money at all. It was the passion, the joy of building the next business, the fun they had in creating it or creating teams or finding a way to fill another need that somebody else had. Mm-hmm. And they do it through a business. So that's awesome that you're able to be that honest with yourself at 14. So what would be some of the tools that you think would be helpful for parents who have kids like you who want to be entrepreneurs, or parents who don't know their kids are entrepreneurs but maybe have a little inkling?
Mm-hmm. Well, when I was younger, I think I was like 9, I wanted my own business, mm-hmm. and I didn't have any money, so my mom let me mow a few lawns for neighbors and stuff, so I did that. So let your kid do that, make a little bit of money, then have them do what, I don't know, have them do what they want.
Now, big thing in being an entrepreneur is being able to screw up, mm-hmm. being able to fail, if you will. And failure is not, in my world, what was very hard for me to learn is failure is not about screwing up. Failure is about screwing up and not learning from it. That's got to be pretty tough for a mom to sit there and say, you want to take a $10,000 loan and possibly screw up, and then it's my butt on the hook, right? Mm-hmm. That's pretty impressive for your mom to step up. How did you internalize that?
What do you mean internalize?
How did you deal with that emotionally, knowing that your mom was really stepping up big for you to take that risk?
I don't think I really thought of that. I was just excited to get the truck.
That's awesome. That is fantastic. So here you sit today. We know winter's coming, and I'm not talking about just like financial winter of a potential recession. I don't know if do you pay attention to the stock market and what's happening financially in the world? Okay. So at 14, there's another shocker, right? Mm-hmm. How many kids in your school do you ever get to sit down and go, hey, what's happening in the economy today? Well, geez, Bob, right? That doesn't happen, right?
No.
Okay. So,
no, but there's absolutely nobody named Bob in his school. Nobody named
Is there a Bob?
I don't think there is.
What do they? Robert's not a name anymore. Anybody calls their kid. Yeah, okay. Thanks. Showing my age here, of course.
Yeah.
And this is coming from my ginger friend who said he's only twice as old as you.
Easy.
He's not good at math. It's okay. So, right, you actually have real winters coming.
Yeah.
We've got a couple more months of selling ice cream. Mm-hmm. Days are getting shorter. How's that affecting business? How do you plan for that?
Well, I'm going to have school, and a lot of homework, so I don't think I'm going to be able to sell on the weekdays. But in the weekend, I think we're going to sell a lot more than we have on the weekend, sell longer. So I think we're going to do that.
Okay. So how are you going to make up for that? Like, what is there's always a tipping point. Mm-hmm. How do you get to that tipping point in your business that you're saying now, okay, because we can't sell during the week, we're going to do this amazing business on the weekend? What's your model, your thought process?
Just work more on the weekends.
Okay. Are you going to be a slave driver like that to your sister? No. So what then is your thought process to saying, okay, so we've got these restricted hours because it's now, we're not too far off from, it's dark at 8:00 now almost, right? Mm-hmm. Getting cooler faster. You can't work after school now.
Nope.
Weekends, is there something special you're saying, okay, I'm going to hit school events or I'm going to hit certain things? What's your thought process there?
No, there's just some daycares they want us to go, some workplaces.
They're reaching out to you?
Yes.
Oh, that's fantastic. How did that come about?
They just message us on our Facebook page.
Excellent. How big was that story that ran in the news for you?
It was really big.
Yeah?
Yeah, you knew when the people read the paper because more people started coming out.
Your face lit up like no other moment in this interview today. Right there, that moment. Your face exploded. What was that? Right?
Joy.
Tell me about that. Tell me about the joy. Feed me, Seymour.
Because before the newspaper, there were a few people coming out, but nothing compared to now.
What do you think drove that?
Word of mouth, and then people reading the newspaper.
How do you replicate it?
Doing stuff, podcasts like this, interviews.
Okay. So, one of the things always in business is how do you pay it forward, right? So, one of the things I know we do, and this is one of the reasons we do this podcast, this vlog, is because it's a way for us to help pay it forward to other businesses, get their name out there, number one. Number two, hopefully learn from them, because we know my law office can't represent everybody, and we can't give everybody our advice, but we can sure help other people by learning lessons from other business people like yourself, right? So this is a big thing. So if one of the things you mentioned is you're looking for a mentor, right? Yeah. If you're looking for a mentor, how would a mentor reach out to you? Facebook?
Yeah, Facebook.
Okay.
We sell ice cream to them.
Okay. Right?
Yeah.
How about you? Is there somebody in the community that you know of right now that you would love to have as a mentor?
Well, I'm taking marketing this year, so maybe my teacher.
Okay. Excellent. That's somebody who's right in your pocket, right? Perfect. How are you going to go about that with your teacher for this semester? You just going to walk up and ask him, hey, can you mentor me?
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, right? That's one way.
Yeah.
That's a great part about business is the fear of rejection has to start going away, because inaction leads to failure, right?
Yeah.
So I love that. So you're just going to dive right in and go, look, I'm the ice cream kid. I need some help. Talk to me, right?
Yeah.
Okay. How are you giving back in your community or to other kids? Are you talking to other kids about your experiences as an entrepreneur? Or do you have other kids coming up and asking you questions? What's it like?
I don't. Some of my friends want jobs next year, though.
See, that was what I wanted to ask you was, what's it like with your friends? What kind of things do they tell you now that you've started this thing? Talk to me about some of those conversations.
They ask me why an ice cream truck.
Okay.
Why would you start your own business with sports in school and stuff?
Sure. Are they generally supportive, or they?
Yeah, they're supportive.
Are they? That's good. Have you made any new friends because of it?
No.
Really? That's okay. You will. They'll come later, but you will. I promise.
Have you been getting any negative feedback? Or doubters?
Yeah. Oh, well, we've only had one mean person, like, out of everything.
Yeah.
We were at a workplace selling them ice cream, and we took up 2 parking spots, and this lady got mad at us. and she said, why are you taking up 2 parking spots? There's limited parking, and there's a big parking garage right next to us.
Did you say because we are selling ice cream to make you so happy?
Yeah.
Yep. Sorry, Joel. Go ahead.
Nope, that was great. So let's get into customer service then. I got to think your world's pretty easy on the customer service side, right?
Yeah.
You're selling happiness.
Yeah.
Nobody walks up and goes, ice cream, yuck, right?
No, nobody.
Okay, so everybody that walks up is pretty happy. How could someone, let's say I was new to the business, how could someone screw up that relationship right out the gate?
You're out of the ice cream they want.
Ooh.
That's a good one.
So what happens when that happens for you? What do you do?
We usually give them a little discount
Okay.
on the next thing they want.
Okay. So let's have this conversation, you and I. I want that M&M cookie ice cream.
I'm sorry, we're out of that. Can I get you anything else?
Oh man, I really wanted that you had me sold on that from that great podcast I heard you on.
Yeah. We'll give you a discount on whatever else you want.
Okay. Little trick for you. Something called mirroring in the business world, especially in sales and marketing. If you repeat back to the person what they've said to you, word for word, their level of angst comes way down. Their level of anger or irritation drops almost to nothing.
Mm-hmm.
It's because they feel like they've been heard. And it's amazing. So if next time, and you have to try this, and I'm going to encourage you to try it with your sister tonight when you get home, because I'm guessing your odds of irritating your sister before having an irritated customer probably higher. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Right? So mirror her. And all you have to do is repeat exactly what she says to you. So when that customer says, geez, I really wanted that. Oh, I hear you. You really wanted that ice cream. Yeah, exactly. I really wanted that. Boy, I really wish I could help you there. However, what I can do is give you a little discount if you'll take this other ice cream, and I promise next time I'm going to have that one for you.
Mm-hmm.
Right? When you do that, all of a sudden that person feels a different level of connection with you. So remember that mirroring technique.
Okay.
It comes in huge. It's unbelievable how well it works. Right?
Yeah.
Okay. So you mentioned earlier franchising. This one blows my mind.
Yeah.
Tell me more about this. You've got somebody else who wants to franchise from you.
Well, we're just in the beginning stages now. She just came up to my mom. My mom's friends with her, and she said she wanted a truck of her own in East Helena.
And?
That's about it so far.
That's okay.
Yeah.
How'd that make you feel?
Pretty proud that somebody wants to own some of my business.
Yeah. That's pretty cool, isn't it? You're the first one in. You've got other people want to mimic you. And what's next?
More.
More.
Yeah.
You're going nationwide. This is global.
Yes.
I love it. That is fantastic.
Where do you go to learn about franchising? Like, what brought that up in your head?
Probably YouTube.
Gotcha.
Do you use YouTube a lot for learning lessons or for things you're trying to get a better understanding from?
I usually just watch it for entertainment, and I pick up stuff along the way.
Mm-hmm. Well, I can tell you one person you want to watch, and you can get them on Facebook, you can get them on Instagram, you can get them on YouTube, is Gary V. Gary Vaynerchuk, VaynerMedia. He's huge on social media, and he does a little minute and a half clips that he'll post on social media as well as on LinkedIn to give people little sound bites about business, things to learn, whether it's dealing with employees to different types of marketing, different uses on social media that not everybody knows about, right? There was one today that he posted that was about the evolution of LinkedIn as a social media platform that was really fascinating. I would highly encourage you to that one. And he's also done, to help young entrepreneurs, kids, he's now doing a cartoon, right, Brad?
Yes, for a much younger demographic, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
He started in with his own cartoon and a breakfast cereal along with it. So Gary's the guy, his goal in life is to own the New York Jets. He wants to buy the New York Jets. That's his biggest thing. What's your biggest thing? What do you want to do with all of this? What does the future look like for Dee-Lish? What does your future look like?
Well, I think I'm going to do this for a few more years until I go to college. Then, this sounds kind of unrealistic, but I want to be the CEO of Amazon.
Really?
Yeah.
Why is it unrealistic?
That's very rare to be the CEO of that company.
There's only been one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But there was no Amazon before there was that CEO, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Someone's going to have to replace him.
Mm-hmm.
Why can't that someone be you?
I don't know.
I love it.
Why Amazon?
It's a really big company, and I use it a lot.
Yeah. What do you use Amazon for?
We use it for our dogs. We get greenies and dog food from there. Just some stuff I find on there, some cool gadgets.
What is it about Amazon or Jeff Bezos that made you think that that's what you want to be as a CEO of Amazon? Is there anything about the CEO that made you think about that, or was it just because of the company itself?
Just because of the company.
Okay. Are there any CEOs that you are familiar with that you like to follow or that you think are pretty amazing people?
Elon Musk.
Okay. Why Elon?
'Cause I like Tesla.
Mm-hmm. What is it about the Tesla that you like?
They're really cool cars. They drive themselves.
Yeah. And they're cutting edge, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. How does that balance? I mean, you're talking about a cutting edge company. You've done something that I was fortunate enough to. I used to be a fishing guide in a prior life, and I got to guide a CEO of a company that they would go and they would acquire old businesses or old products, respin them, and do what they called recycling in their world, which was just revamping the product a little bit, redoing the marketing, and putting it out there. You've, in essence, done that, right? You've taken this old product, ice cream, sold in a very old way, and now you're bringing it back to today,
Yeah.
right? That's so different than an Elon Musk or a Jeff Bezos from Amazon. That's just so far out there. What got you there?
What got me to liking them? Or
Just liking them, liking this world that you're in now. I mean, so opposite ends of the spectrum. It's a great learning lesson.
Well, I like them because I like the companies that they built, and I like ice cream trucks because it's ice cream.
That's just fantastic.
So, you had an inkling about ice cream at a younger age.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have anything going on inside your head or your heart that is similar to that when you were a kid? Like, are you getting a feeling or a sense of what that next thing might be for you?
A little bit ago, it was a car wash, but
Okay.
then I looked up how expensive they were, and
Okay.
it's really expensive
For sure.
and not that much margin of profit.
Fantastic. But you're already starting to look for that kind of thing, right?
Yeah.
That fire's burning.
Mm-hmm.
That's fantastic. What do you say to somebody your age or younger or maybe older, whatever, that might have an idea but not necessarily know how to make it happen like you did? What kind of advice would you give them?
Go to YouTube or Google or anything like that, or ask a teacher at school.
Start asking questions and
Yeah.
making it happen.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and along that same lines, what was a big stumbling block you hit, and how'd you get over it?
I'm not sure.
I'm sure Mom's probably got one somewhere, right? Because it could even be a small one. Even think of a small one?
Driver's license.
Oh,
Driver's license.
Yeah.
How do you get? You're 14. You don't have a driver's license. You had to get creative on how you're going to get over that hurdle.
Mm-hmm.
Tell us that process.
well, my first thought was my sister because she has a driver's license and didn't have a job. So I had to convince her because she thought it would be embarrassing being in an ice cream truck with really loud music. So
How'd you get her over the embarrassing factor?
she did it once, and she said it wasn't that bad.
It wasn't that bad.
Yeah.
She got paid for her time driving,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Okay. So that had to help too, right?
Yeah.
Did you have to pay her an ice cream, or did she actually get paid?
Well, at the end of the year, we're splitting all the profits.
Okay. So are you 50-50 owners?
Yes.
Okay. Excellent. So she's a vested interest in it. And you said things are going really well.
Mm-hmm.
Next year, possibility of a second truck or still staying with one?
There's a possibility of a second truck if I can convince my mom.
If you and so that would take more debt, right? You'd have to go borrow more money. Have you already been looking for a second truck?
Yes, and I think I found the one
Excellent. Good for you.
that we won't have to take a loan out for.
Would you be able to use, you think you'll be able to use the profits from the business this year to do it?
Yes.
Haha. That's awesome. Okay. Did you work in the taxes into that already?
No.
Get ready. That's going to be that's the real dinger.
Yeah.
That's always one of the first real learning lessons in a business is whether it's real estate, it doesn't matter what you're doing. Taxes. Taxes can be a real killer, especially your world because you're in an inventory world, which has all sorts of specialty issues hidden in behind it. Inventory, or what are called costs of goods sold, have some hidden traps as a business. So if you haven't talked to an accountant yet, make sure you get in and talk to one because you don't want to end up with a bunch of inventory at the end of the year because then that just ends up being a killer on your taxes.
Okay.
So, do you know where you want to go to college?
I mean, I want to go to Harvard or
Okay.
Wharton School of Business, but that's probably not going to happen. Probably U of M.
Okay. Why is that not so realistic? Why is Harvard not so realistic for you?
Because you have to get 4.0s and I get 3.8 and 3.6.
And how many of those kids that have 4.0s have their own business?
I have no idea. Probably not very many.
Probably not, right?
Mm-hmm.
You might be surprised. You, honestly, shoot much higher than you're giving yourself credit for when it comes to college because a lot of those kids have never run a business. They don't have a clue about it. You utilize your life skills.
You're
That's-
in the trenches learning
yeah.
right now in real time. And that is worth more now than... Here's the reality of it, and I'm going to say this with your mom in the room, and I'm not afraid. But you can totally
I am.
get me if you need to. Is somebody that's going to business school in 2019 is going to graduate into a world where somebody who didn't go to school starting 4 years ago at a disadvantage. And what I mean by that is, in business, it evolves so much. We've got technology right now at our fingertips, right? You mentioned Facebook, and you're checking that stuff by mobile, right? I'm guessing. A lot of that, maybe you're using location services via mobile. Am I right with that?
Yeah.
It's a technology-first world now, and not necessarily a book-level first world now. So a business student might be learning some business 101, like how to file your paperwork with the state, but your experience talking with customers, doing market research, learning inventory, paying taxes, you are already ahead of the game than somebody who's already in college right now as a 14-year-old. You're going to have this advantage for the rest of your life now. And that's just the reality. So what makes you happy? Is it the money? Is it running the business? What's the part that makes you super excited?
I like running the business, and I like the money in it that you get from it.
That's fantastic. Don't lose that.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and Joel said earlier, this will change for you over time, but you're learning in real time, and boots on the ground experience is going to teach you a lot more faster than a book will. In the business world. I'm not saying college doesn't have any value for anybody. I'm just saying in a business-specific type of world, this is a different realm that you get to create. How cool is that? Like, you've got an open treasure chest and a blank canvas all at once in front of you.
Mm-hmm.
That's so cool. What's that like? Probably never thought of it that
No.
way. No, it's just like, I just want to make an ice cream truck. He's freaking out over here, this ginger. We've got...
One other piece of advice I'd give you, John, is master social media. You've done one thing already. You identified your ideal customer. That's awesome in business. We all need to do that. Not enough of us do that. You identified your ideal customer and how you market to them, right? You said, okay, my ideal customer is the very young, but they don't have the money. It's the parents, so I have to find a way to connect with them. Your business is going to be evolving constantly. We're watching the ability to market change almost overnight from a business standpoint. The need to market on traditional media. Traditional media is on its last legs. Print media, TV, because we're watching things like Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, LinkedIn. These other avenues are taking over. Master them from your side, from a business standpoint and what you're doing, because selling a product is no different than selling a service, is no different than a manufacturing world, but it's the way in which you connect with your customer. That's what changes the game. You've got a leg up on it already because you've identified these things. That's fantastic. Keep trying other avenues, right? You keep testing, whether it's Instagram, test LinkedIn, because one thing that you said to me that blew my mind, by the way, big mad props, you have businesses calling you saying, hey, could you come by our shop and we'd like to buy some ice cream from you. I would have honestly never thought of that. Mm-hmm. And that just fell on your lap. The more you utilize social media and that you reach out, that stuff's going to happen to you more frequently than you realize, and then it's up to you to capitalize it. Right?
Yeah.
So don't shy away from those other social media avenues, because what will start to happen is when you get to college, all these other kids, like Brad's saying, is number one, they won't have the ability to think on their feet like you will for problem solving, because you will have real world problem solving already in place. Number two is that ability to no longer utilize social media as just, how do I connect with friends and family? You will have already learned how to use it for, how do I build a business? Mm-hmm. And that's where the exponential growth comes from, right? That's what's crazy, because name branding, like the amount of money that Nike puts out to keep rebranding Jordan, Air Jordan, all the iterations for Jordan, and all the other shoes. That's why they spend hundreds of millions of dollars, if not billions of dollars a year on social media. It's insane, right? It's how Michael Jordan's been retired for how long, Brad?
A couple of years.
Just a couple years, right? But still, kids 14 years old are wearing Jordan t-shirts, mm-hmm. are wearing Jordan sneakers. The guy hasn't played basketball in 20 years, and yet his shoe is still the number one shoe. That's an impossibility when you think about it in today's marketplace, and somehow they've mastered it, right? That's pretty cool. Mm-hmm. No different than a 14-year-old kid who shows up and says, I want to do an ice cream truck when ice cream trucks are dead, right? Because mm-hmm. you know that's what was in the voice of the guy that was selling you the truck in Boise.
Yeah.
He thought you were just lost your mind, didn't he?
Yeah.
This kid's crazy. Did you ever doubt yourself on that?
No.
Awesome. Why not?
Because I thought people would like ice cream brought to them.
Mm-hmm. I love it, right? How many times have you gotten somewhere and you have that self-doubt and you don't go forward?
I don't think I have yet.
You haven't?
No.
Good for you. Don't let that fear hold you back. That's great. I love it.
I've got a question. Totally switching gears here. A lot of us old people like to talk amongst ourselves about millennials, and that's the generation that's over you. You're Gen mm-hmm. Z now, right? Yeah. Like, you're the new brand. People are always wondering, how do we talk to Gen Z? How do we talk to kids nowadays about business and things like that? Help us out. How mm-hmm. do you want to be talked to by an adult, business owner or not? How do you want to be appreciated in this world? Just tell us how to talk.
Talk to them like they're an adult too, not like they're a kid.
Right. That's huge.
Yeah.
Other than Jordan, what are some other brands that you follow?
LeBron.
Okay.
What other? Under Armour.
Okay.
Adidas.
Is there something about the brands that you follow that resonates with you specifically, and maybe somebody in your age group?
We use them.
Nice.
Why do you use them? What is it about them that?
They're comfortable. They're like sports clothes, and I play sports.
Mm-hmm.
So
you're saying if I can tie it together, you're saying that you follow brands that you actually use.
Yeah.
Like you're not just liking businesses just to like them.
No.
You like them because you're using them.
Mm-hmm.
That's pretty awesome. If you had a piece of advice for a couple of old fellas like this on how to market our services to younger folks,
Mm-hmm.
what would you say? How would I go about doing that?
If it's like small,
Yeah.
Like if you have a son, have them to wear it or whatever,
Okay.
or use it.
Sure.
Then their friends might start doing it too.
That's cool. All right.
What along that same lines, Brad, real quick, is what social media avenues are Gen Zers utilizing?
Instagram. And
Instagram's your big.
Snapchat.
Snap, okay. I've heard Snap a lot is a big thing.
Mm-hmm.
And so do the influencers on those, on Instagram and Snap, do they have quite an effect on Gen Zers?
I kind of think they do. I don't have it personally. I think it's a waste of time. But a lot of my friends do. And whatever's on Instagram, they start doing.
Excellent.
Yeah.
So let's wrap up. Let's come up with one really good question for you here. So if I'm sitting there as a 14-year-old with a dream, just like someone sitting across the table from me, different business, how do I go about bringing that forward to my parents so that I can make it a reality?
Yeah, 'cause that's going to be a hard conversation. Right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you got to make sure there's a backup plan. Like, if it doesn't work out for me, then I can just sell the truck.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think you just got to make sure there's a backup plan. That definitely helped to convince my mom.
And I can't expect the answer overnight, can I?
No.
So your persistence was a big part of it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I asked her a lot, and she wouldn't respond to me. And then I had to remind her a few times, and she finally said yes. So, yeah.
Awesome. John, do you have any last little tidbits of wisdom for us?
No.
No.
How can we find you? You said you're on
Yeah.
you're on
Facebook.
Facebook. Okay, what's the name of your page?
Dee-Lish ice cream.
Dee-Lish. Spell that for people who aren't watching.
D space Lish
Awesome.
ice cream.
Dee-Lish ice cream. Fantastic.
Excellent. Well, folks, at this point, we are now at the end of another wonderful podcast. Incredible interview. John, John folks from Dee-Lish Ice Cream here in Helena, he's giggling because I don't think he can quite maybe wrap his head around the fact that he just went through an hour of two babbling old guys here asking him questions.
One with the ginger, too.
I know,
How
right?
is that? He's going to have stories.
The super redheads in the house. But everybody, want to thank you so much for watching us today. Remember, we offer these interviews as a podcast called the Montana Business Podcast, and you can find them anywhere you listen to your favorite shows all across the podcast spectrums. You can also find it on the Montana Business Vlog, where we post clips, highlights, behind the scenes of our interviews as well. We've got those on Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, on the MT Tax Law website. Please, down below, you'll see our YouTube channel. Please subscribe there to see all of our amazing guests as well. We've had so many great interviews. We're now, I think, up to 26 or 27, and we just keep going for more. And so we really want to get some feedback from folks out there. Even Gen Zers, holy cow, it'd be amazing if we got a few young folks out there to jump on it and learn some of the great things from people we've interviewed out there. And as well, folks, we really can't thank enough Michelle. Thanks for bringing John along here. Michelle, John's mom, who's been such a great influencer on his life as an entrepreneur. Everybody, thanks again so much. Montana Business Vlog here, and our guest, John. This is Joel Silverman signing off. And of course, my main man, the big ginger here. He's here as well. Brad Ouldhouse in the house. And this was awesome. All right, everybody. And Woody on the camera. Woody, thanks so much. Everybody, have a great evening.